I'm going to make another video. Of course, I'm here. You see me. And today, I'm going to talk a little bit about gardening. Alright? Last video, I was talking about the Patriot and all that stuff. But there's ways, even if you're a fugitive, if you're an outlaw, there are ways to have effective gardening. But the key is, what you want to do is you want to find good soil. And there's different characteristics in soil. You got the pore space, you got the pH, you got all that stuff. And all that stuff is important. There's weeds, the nutrients and stuff like that in soil, which is very important. But one of the on-field tests that you can do on the soil is you can take a bucket and fill it with water. And when you fill it without water, take a stopwatch and let the water drain for an hour. If it's within 12 to 18 inches, something like that, you're running out of pretty good soil because it doesn't drain too fast and it doesn't drain too slow. Is that right? Because there's three types of soils out there: sand, silt, and clay. Those are the three types of soils. The sandy soil, what's the problem with that is when you try to fertilize it and stuff like that, nutrients go down and the roots don't have time to absorb it. The silty soil is in the middle. The clay soil, the nutrients will go down, but it's going to go down real slow. And water will go down real slow. And believe it or not, the irrigation practices are different between each three of these soils, especially two of them. Sandy and clay soil irrigation system is totally different. You might hear on other YouTube channels on gardening session when you're talking about irrigating your lawn, when they say you need to irrigate your lawn 3 times a week at 30 minutes. That's good for sandy and silt soils, type of soils. But if you got a situation where you're in a clay soil, you need to water that every day for about like 10 minutes to have the water. See, that will help the water go down. Believe it or not, you water that every day if it's a clay soil. So a lot to do with what type of soil you live in. And when you guys buy a new house, here's the thing. It doesn't matter where you live. You can buy, I have a house, very cheap, in the cheap side of town, poor side of town, in the neighborhood. Well, guess what? I looked up the soil texture. It's a good soil. I'm able to grow strawberries. Peanuts. I could grow all that stuff there. It's a sandy soil, but it's a sandy loam, so it has sand and silt mixed up with it. So it's a good soil. But there's a richer neighborhood down the street on a golf course neighborhood. That soil sucks. It's a clay soil and it gets flooded. It's actually in the flood zone, near a flood zone. And the ways to prevent, when you look up real estate, what you want to do is you want to find out what type of soil is there. So a lot of the times, when you choose a place, you maybe want to choose a place that's a little cheaper, but it has good soil. You can have a real effective garden. So if you have a place where you can garden real well, you can grow food. You can actually basically live. You can live like a free agent. You can grow food, And I have got ways to make electricity. I found several ways to make electricity. And my book, The Battle of Midway, is about the Playboy Ninja and Playboy Ronin. That's basically what they do. They scavenge their ways, and they're able to make ways to live, and they don't need as much money as everyone else does. So in the Battle of Midway, that happened, and that's what these martial artists do. The Playboy Ninjas is what they do. They are survivalists that know how to fight and defend themselves. Now, I was talking about a gun technique, and I forgot one. Let's say somebody had a gun right there in the back of your neck. They're on the right hand with a gun in the back of your neck. Okay, what you want to do is you want to lift your hands like this and ask a question like always. Right hand in the back. It's like, whoa, what do you want? And he says, your money. You flip over, you grab the gun right there. You grab that gun right there. Put your foot right here. His foot's going to be right there. You want to trip him. Then you apply pressure to his neck going up like this, going like that. They'll throw him to the ground. That's when somebody has a gun in your neck. So repeat. Whoa, what do you want? Your money. Grab the gun. Go like that. And that's a good way to stop when somebody has a gun in the back of your head. Thank you.